Good evening, my fellow patriots. How are we doing tonight? I see we have people coming in already. So I am glad to see that you guys are at it. As you come in, definitely let us know where you're coming in from. I know we're going to have a whole bunch of people in the house, so I'm just waiting and yeah, we're gonna do some fun stuff. We're gonna talk a little bit and North Carolina coming in. Perfect. So, guys, how are we doing tonight? North Carolina. We got two North Carolinians in. Here we are looking to have a bunch of people here. How you doing, Winks? Looks like we have New York. So, yeah, guys, there's been so much chatter today. I mean, couldn't even hardly keep up. My phone's been buzzing so much. So, yeah, we are definitely live. We are streaming now on Twitch and YouTube. Everybody's coming in on Twitch so far. As people come in, we will definitely make sure. Oh, you got a lot of questions. Okay, we will have some Q&A session right closer to the end. We're gonna just run through some news stories, why it matters, and then we'll jump into questions, answers, and get into the meat and potatoes of some of your questions. So, Dakota, well, welcome, Grumpy. Hopefully, you're not as grumpy today as normal. Pennsylvania, okay, perfect. Hi from South Dakota. What part of South Dakota are you coming in from? We we have a few South Dakotans. We have Benton, Missouri here. Okay, how we doing, Carol? Glad to see you're here. Okay. Okay, I know who you are now. Well, welcome, guys. We are going to probably have a packed house, and that's a good thing for everybody. We'll get a differing opinion. We are going to do a whole bunch of stuff. Sounds good, Jason. We will see you when you get in. So, guys, New York over here, Como needs to resign. Yes, he does, but we're going to go into some craziness. So, lots of new faces, absolutely, and I'm glad to see that people are starting to file in here, doing well. Okay, yeah, we are just jumping. I think this is the most I've had to start out a show with. So just keep it going. Keep people coming in. We are definitely welcoming pretty much everybody. I mean, we're gonna get the occasional troll or two, but guys, we have a little bit of fun. We're gonna talk a little bit, and yeah. Sorry, Jason. I have to do this. Yeah. So yeah, that's funny, Jason. I'm sorry. So yeah, we're definitely climbing. So guys, we're gonna jump into this. We're gonna pound through the stories, and then we're gonna start answering questions. And I have a bet with Jason going, so we'll see how long it is before the bet's over. And it's just a good old boy thing. So yeah, it's guys. There's so much craziness in this world. So right now we are going to just jump right into this. We're going to discuss this a little bit. Then we're going to pop over and see a whole bunch of other stuff. So, guys, did anybody catch this at all in the news today? Ordering a new election after 78% of the mail in ballots were found to be invalid. That's, I mean, but yeah, we don't know anything about elections. So, yeah, I'm just smiling and I'm taking all everything in. We appreciate you guys being here. But a Mississippi judge ordered a new runoff election for a local election because 78% of mail-in ballots were found to be invalid, and the notary public was arrested. Weird. Is this real news or fake news? This, guys, is actually true. I went, pulled up the information, found the arrest warrant, all that stuff. So I will make sure we get the supporting documentation up for people to see. So, yeah, that's good news, isn't it? Yes, it is. Because not only are we finding that fraud is taking place, but we're able to actually pinpoint where it's taking place. We know that there's, and we've heard from other people that there's definitely fraud, but to actually pinpoint where, how, why, we had to have stuff like this happen. So 38 people in the house. I know plenty of people are coming in. Epic Times. Okay, Epic Times is one of the most reliable news sources that I have. I believe almost 98% of all the Epic Times stories because I know how they actually do the research and they actually take the time to validate everything that they put out. For the past 5 years, only having to make 2 retractions, that's a pretty good record. So we are going to get to that, King Me. We are going to get to that. So just give us a few minutes and we'll jump into that story next. So yeah, guys, I had a individual call me today, and they were asking, well, are they just going to take this fraud that has been perpetrated, or are they just going to let it go? No. And here's why I believe that. So Arizona's a prime example. Arizona is the Senate subpoenaed all the election records in regards to Dominion voting systems, and they fought back and said, no, we don't have to provide that. Well, per election law, they are actually supposed to keep all ballots for 18 months after an election. But there were reports that ballots were being destroyed the day after the election. So what happens? Well, the Senate will actually pass a resolution. It'll go through, and then if a concurrent resolution is passed in the House in Arizona, then what they do is they actually put it to a actual vote, put a bill up to restrict, and it's voted on in the House, it's voted on the Senate, signed into law. So each house in all the contested states are now currently undergoing and actually going through all of these bills and actually putting these bills up. So, I mean, you're starting to see rumblings out of Pennsylvania. You're starting to see rumblings out of a lot of places. So, do I think there's a groundswell that's happening? Yes. Is it going to be enough to overturn the election as we know it? No. And anybody that is thinking that it's just going to be overturned, I'm not seeing it just based off my gut instincts and based off of everything I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of people fall into despair and not really know what to do. So, guys, write to your Congress people in your states. Tell them, hey, we need to pass election reform law. Let's go back to the Chad system. I'd rather have all paper ballots and hand counted than to have fraudulent ballots of any sort. So that's just my own opinion. I think the Canadian way of doing elections is a lot better. There's usually, from the way it was explained to me, there's 3 checks before you can even get a ballot, and then you vote, and then you turn that in. They hand count it right there. It's just a tally sheet. They hand count. Then just go down and check a mark. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's happening, guys. I believe that really we're on just a breaking point of what the United States stands for, and I think people really need to understand that it's voter integrity, election integrity, all that stuff matters, because without it, we don't have a country. So moving right along without taking up too much of your guys' time, we're gonna main story of the night. Pelosi, National Guard to stay in the Capitol as long as they are needed. So, guys, I'm just wondering, and maybe I'm just kind of crazy, but I'm just wondering if a permanent occupation of a city is the best way about this. I don't believe it is, but according to Nancy Pelosi, they need protecting from us because that's the only reason they would be there. Why would they need protection from us? What have we done to do any of that? We guys, it really would benefit people if our National Guard soldiers could come home. Oh wow. Can you get me a link to that as quickly as possible so we can cover that while we're live? If I can pull that, I would love to do so. So guys, we are going to have several hard years. It's just me being blunt. I know people aren't liking what I'm saying, and things may get better, but we always want to expect the worst or prepare for the worst, expect for or hope for the best. So this is me just telling you, we have to prepare for the worst. How do we do that? Well, I know people who are losing their jobs because they won't take a shot. I know people who are losing their jobs and being canceled because they speak out against said shot. So I'm not real worried about people canceling me. I have a platform that is growing. It's small enough so people really people need to understand that I'm not a big fan of cancel culture. And I'm sure everybody and their dog knows exactly what I'm talking about. But I asked somebody today. I was like, I I asked, okay, hold on 1 second. Yeah, somebody just texted me. I don't know who they are, but hopefully they got my message. Okay. Yeah, if you go guys, if you go out and then come back in, sometimes the audio is better. But yeah, there's Peaches. Is it over with Trump? No, I don't believe it is. But we are logical people. We are smart people. And I think everybody here can agree that we're smart, including including the people who are going to watch this later. And we have to look at things in a little bit different light. I don't we can prepare for a rosy future, but if we don't have some expectations that it could fail or something could happen that would throw everything off, if we don't prepare for that, then egg on my face. So I just look for people to really jump in and I want people to understand that it's all about preparing just in case we what we're hoping for doesn't come to pass. If what we're hoping for comes to pass, it's great. If what we are hoping for doesn't come to pass, we're going to buckle down and we're going to make our voices heard. There's a reason I say each and every single night, you have a pen, you have a microphone, use them. I'm just a simple guy from South Dakota. I I am reaching at this moment. I'm reaching 47 people. Where all 47 people are coming from, I don't know. I'm not 100% I don't know. But they're fellow patriots from all over the United States who are here to listen to truth. And the truth of the matter is people right now we have to rely on what we've seen over the last however many decades you've been alive. I say it that way because guess what? I've been alive for 3 decades. There are some people who are listening to this right now who have been alive for 7 decades, 8 decades. So, guys, this is just facts. We have to be cognizant that there could be something that goes wrong and things might not work out in our favor. Buckle down, make your voice heard because guess what? We have primary season is already started. Next the next thing we know it, 2 years will be down the road and we'll be heading into the midterm elections. We have to make sure that we put people in place that uphold the Constitution, uphold our laws, and are not going there to Washington to fill our pocket or their pocketbooks. So I am just being honest. I don't want to blow smoke up your skirts. or pants. We our system of justice, our system of laws, our electoral system, all of that, it has withstood almost 300 years. We are the longest standing republic that has ever been. We can't afford to lose it. Get out there, talk. People need to hear what we have to say. They might not like what we have to say, but they need to hear what we have to say. So we're gonna move on to the next one. So, guys, 9 killed in an Army helicopter crash. I don't know that they were ours, but still, any troops that are overseas, whether they're our troops or whether they're Turkish troops or whatever, if they're trying to protect their homeland and they're flying around and they get knocked out of the sky, we we need to kind of mourn for them. Loss of life is not acceptable. Yeah, it is war. People are going to lose their lives, but that is just the way it is. But we don't. I brought this up because every single day there are our own military veterans who are laying on the sidewalks, who are sleeping in their cars, stuff like that. We need to take care. We need to find these people. We need to help them out. I am talking to an individual, and him and I are. He is going to be sending me a product that I am going to put up in the lives. And what we're going to do is we're going to sell them on the store, and then for my part, any anything that's made from me is going straight to the homeless veterans. So that's going to be my pledge to you guys is once I have it and I show you guys what it is, if you know people that wanted to support it, go and buy one of these. 100% of it's going to go to, of my part anyways, will go straight to the homeless vets. I'm not 100% sure what the pricing will be, but as it gets closer, we'll let you know. So, so yep. For guys coming from a military family, having a military background, I take sympathy, and I want to make sure that everything I do, whether it's back in the blue, whether it's supporting our homeless vets, whatever it is, what we're about is making sure that we're giving back because like I've said before, I'm not in this to make money. If the money that is made, it goes into either new equipment or it goes into giving back to the community because that's where people need it. So yeah, guys. Hold on a second. How's that for you? I just had to move some lighting around, but yes. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's what we'll do, guys. once I have it, I'll show you guys what they look like. And if you guys want to buy them, awesome. Otherwise, again, there's a store. If you go to the website, click on the PNN store link, there's a store there, and the donate link's on the top. If you guys decide to do that, totally up to you guys. I'm not begging for your money. So Shane is a hologram. No, I'm actually real. See? I guess I can't really show that. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, see, we like to have a little bit of fun. I'm not really. I see the comments over here and cover the story, discuss why it matters, and then kind of scroll through, see what's going on over in the chat, and then back over here where we can focus on another story. So we are going to grab another one. You remember that story we were talking about yesterday with the National Guardmen who were being fed substandard food? Well, I don't think there's really. So I'm just like, really, why? And no, I did call on this one. So I actually called Nancy Pelosi's office, and I asked her for her comment on this. The phone was slammed down in its cradle. They didn't want me to get an answer, and they weren't going to answer. So I feel horrible that these people are going through this, especially our own soldiers. If they're being fed substandard food, that's wrong, and we need to call the politicians out for that. So, yeah, disgusting, exactly. So, yeah, your kid is in DC. That is one town I would not want to be in right now, so I feel bad for her. Wasn't Dr. Jill's cookies, was it? If it was one of Dr. Jill's cookies, I'm sure we'd all be choking on them by now. So, yeah, they supposedly took a day off. That's what they told everybody as they're slamming. But I think it was the House of Representatives, because I do remember that they were talking about going through and okay, I lost my train of thought, but I think this story, it was the House off today. Yeah, we are definitely not going to listen to that. But guys, I think this is great. I'm going to share a Fox News story with you guys. I know I don't normally do this, but I think this is what a Republican senator did. Ron Johnson forces the Senate clerks to read the entire text, which could take up to 10 hours. So Kamala Harris came to the rescue of Senate Democrat Thursday afternoon by breaking a 50-50 logjam over whether to advance President Biden's $1.9 trillion coronavirus legislation. Guys, the sick part is they only have to come up with this. simple majority. They only have to come up with a simple majority to pass this. So I think what we're going to see is we're going to see it pass in the dead of the night. They're going to vote on it, and then they'll be trying to shove another COVID bill right down our throats here in 2 more months. So poor people need this money. I wouldn't have such a problem with this package if it wasn't for only 9% of it actually going to Americans. Yeah, you heard that number, 9. 9% of it's going to Americans. The rest of it's going to a bullet train. It's going to a whole bunch of other pet projects by the Democrats. For what? Gender studies in Nigeria, Pakistan, Iran. I mean, yeah. Squirrel in the house. Welcome, squirrel. But, guys, only 9% of the entire package goes into Americans' pockets. Yeah, but I think it's hilarious that Ron Johnson actually did that because they deserve it. Have you guys seen how big the bill is? It's only like 619 pages or something. And it's so loaded with pork that it's not even funny. So, but yeah, I'm just. Oh, you're fine. Utah's here. Sorry, guys, I'm just going through here real quick, and then we'll jump into the next story. Why can't they just use the other 1 trillion left over from the other bills passed last year and send out checks to Americans? Since that's what I agree. I think all of those need to happen. I think Americans should be outraged at how horrible these people are. I mean, come on. If I was to tell you, if I was to be paying you guys, and I'm gonna just use this as an example. Let's say I pay you guys, and I decide to shut you down for 6 months, and then come back. Yeah, guys, I'm going to give you $1,200. But the kick side is, it really doesn't all go to you. Over 3/4 of it's going to pet projects elsewhere. They sneak wording in like that, and I think it's really kind of upsetting for a lot of people because they're not being given the money they're promised, and they're being promised stuff that cannot be delivered. So yeah, money goes into unbelievable projects just to go right back into their projects. Yep. So, guys, we are up to 53 people. Hopefully, let's get 100 tonight. Can we get 100? Is that too much to ask? I know right at the end last night we took off and we hit over 70. So, yeah, if they would be apoplectic. It'd be bad. So, guys, I know you guys have a whole bunch of questions with what's going on, and I'm going to do my best to answer. I know you have a bunch of weeks, so go ahead and there's some diarrhea like the spider rose. I'll put that up on the screen. Okay, aren't they giving government? Yeah, I think they put some diarrhea like that in the bill. I would actually have to locate the specific area, but yeah. What's going on with the other page? I don't know. I know nothing about it. I know that I'm hearing people are upset, but details, I'm sure if people are part of the Signal platform, they can get the details. So okay. Um I'm not sure if Jason's watching. So that's more of a question for Jason. I'm not 100%. So give me just a second. I'm going to get Jason on and I'll let him answer some of those questions. So while he is coming in, we are definitely going to we're going to run through a few things. Okay, like, are we doing this as a distraction? Again, all the plain questions I just leave for Jason to answer because he's better at it. So give it up for Jason, the old plane master. So here he is, guys. Welcome, Jason. I know you can see all the questions.
Yeah.
As you come to them, let me know, and I will.
There's a lot on YouTube. I don't see anything for Twitch here. Oh, there we go. There's Twitch. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good night. I just choked down a bunch of vegetarian food. So I can hurry up and get on here for you guys because I know a lot of people have a lot of questions about a lot of things. So, as you guys know, that bikini body is working really well for me right now. All right, first question. I think Winks had it. I didn't get a chance to see them all. Let me see here. If we're going to get into it with Iran and we are showing our military on the radar, isn't this weird? They can see it also. So a couple things about that. There's radar that we have on our local radar. I'm sorry, there's planes that we have on our local radar for US. There's not a ton of planes that are being shown overseas. And what is being shown overseas are planes that are not aggressor planes. And what do I mean by that? I mean, they're people movers, they're material movers. I'll get to that in a second, Proud. They're not anything super major. So they're not of a super concern to anybody right now. Hopefully that answers that question. Proud, what's going on at the White House? Shane, I'm going to show my share my screen real quick. All right. So this is live at the White House right now. Nothing super major. I did see someone ask why is DC gone off of maps. So let me pull that up because I did see that also today. Give me a minute. As you guys can tell, I don't, I leave my screens up as is from whenever I'm done talking to you guys. So give me a minute. Let me get this thing scrolled out enough so I can get over there.
Oh, and Jason, by the way, you lost the bet.
Yeah, I know. All right. We scroll into Maryland. Get in as soon as this thing decides to load. Help if I was in the right area. DC is gone from here. It is just Washington. As of yesterday, it was DC. I don't know why that changed. I don't know what caused it. I don't know why it's there. I wish I could tell you. It does say District of Columbia here, but I do not know why they changed DC here. I don't know. Sorry, dog just passed out on the floor. Not bad, passed out. Slept. Go to sleep, passed out. Let's see. Norini. Chaz said that Biden's and the Clintons are dead. No, I don't believe it, and I'm going to leave it as without adding additional response. Mickey, no problem. Glad you got to take a look at that today. Just so everybody knows, I posted up last night, I believe it was, or on the Signal app, the address for the additional White House. Just so everybody knows what I'm talking about. Go to Google Earth. This is Atlanta, Georgia. If I can get it to load fast enough. Give me a minute. Come on, zoom out, zoom out. This is all Atlanta right here, okay? So when you zoom in here, and hopefully this will work live because it sucked up a lot of bandwidth on my computer today. And I go right there. What's that look like to you guys? Hoping you guys can see it. See if we can get a better view. What's that look like to you guys? Like I said, that's the one in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm just going to go right down the list. Holy cow, it just jumped big time. 1 minute on that. So, I'm going to mess this name up. It's Margare thing. There's a lot of rumors about that. There's a lot of rumors about HRC, and I've seen a lot of videos on that height difference, and the videos
Can I?
appear to lie. Go ahead.
Okay, so Hillary Rodham Clinton, when she's wearing shoes, a lot of her shoes are actually built up shoes. When she's wearing her pantsuits, her pants will cover most of the shoe. So it never looks like she has platforms on, but she actually does. So it makes her taller than, like, every picture you see of her, she is different heights at different times of the year, depending on the shoes that she's wearing. So, guys, that's I've looked at it. I've met Guillory. So that's I when people really start to. And then, could you not hear me, Jason? Or no audio? Somebody saying no audio.
Sorry, my wife came in here and was asking me a couple questions. She saw the picture of the White House up. She goes, "What's that?" So, you got that answered?
Yeah.
I was on here. Hang on. 1 second. Sorry, guys. This is my first time my wife's seeing this.
I mean, it's a pretty good replica.
Yeah, it really is.
That's the sad part.
Yeah. Bushes match, everything matches.
Yeah.
So let's get to the questions here. If Trump doesn't control the military after March 20th, shouldn't we be informed by then? I think there's still some plays in the playbook. I don't think that they're necessarily done, and I definitely don't think Trump is the kind of man to walk away quietly. Guys, I'm not going to tell you to hold hope that we're going to have some sort of military coup or anything else. And I know I said that wrong, but I'm telling you, I don't think that Trump will walk away quietly from anything. Hold on. All right. Let's see here. Squirrely, that, where the heck did it go? It just jumped on me. Shane, if you can find the comment from Squirrely about them reading here. Nope. Where is it? Them reading the bill. Guys, I downloaded that bill. It is ridiculously long. It's like, hold on, I happen to have it open. I'll tell you exactly how many pages it is if you give me a minute. No, that's not it. Gimme. 592 pages. Shane, if you want it, I'll send it over to you so you guys can put it up on the website for everybody to read. It's 500 pages. So figure a page every minute and a half to 2 minutes. They're going to be reading that for hours.
They said 10 hours.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And then they've got 20 hours worth of debate. So I don't even think we'll get to a vote on this until probably Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, to be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
Winks, why isn't there that much military activity over Shane's area and northern states? To be 100% honest with you, there's the area that's up there is less densely populated than most of the U.S. to begin with. Second, there's some very strong military holds up there, meaning the U.S. has a very firm grasp on things up there. And third, the U.S. doesn't necessarily worry about Canada as much as other countries. Hopefully that answers the question. Winks, again, no trees. You're right. This is when it was being built. So if you notice, this is all fresh sod that just got laid from when this picture was taken. They still have the wind stuff here. So it's not perfectly done, but it is now. When this picture was taken, it wasn't perfectly done. Let me heard on Mike Adams' podcast today that he thinks that several of the white hats have been killed, and he don't even think that Trump be back in several months. Sure hope it's not true. I don't think that the white hats have gone down. I think they've gone quiet. And the reason why they've gone quiet is Shane pulled up an episode, which I think was tonight, from who was that, Shane? I forgot his name. On Fox News.
Tucker.
Going after Trump supporters.
Oh, Tucker Carlson.
Yes. He's usually pretty good, and I wouldn't be surprised after hearing a lot of what people like AOC and Schumer and Pelosi, you know, our number one Congress people are saying that they would not put forth a bill to try to target Republicans or conservatives. Ariel Mel, yeah, there is a video. There's actually some videos, some TikToks, some clappers. It's all over the place. I wanted to bring this out for everybody to see who haven't seen it. Peaches, you want to see the White House live feed? There you go. I don't see anything going on right now. This area here that you're seeing, guys, I do know I'm way behind on comments. I'm trying to get to these one at a time, make sure everybody gets as much of an answer or good of an answer as I can get them. This area here is trees blocking the lights. It is not sirens or police lights or anything like that. Flag is still up, full mast. It is lit. I do not see any police lights or anything else. Mickey, yes, Google Earth does need to update big time. Big time. There's a picture of my house that's on there, and it's about 3 years old right now. So I have a feeling we'll be getting a lot of updates on Google Earth this year. Squirrely, you're not real late, but this conversation about 10 levels underneath Gitmo, I don't know if they went that low or not, but I do know that Trump in 2019, I want to say it was, signed a bill for, I might be wrong on the number, dollar figure, so don't hold me to it, but I want to say it was like $750 million for upgrades and changes to Gitmo. So, and those of you who are on YouTube, I'm sorry, I'm trying to read these questions so you guys can know what I'm answering, to be fair. Mindy, you're 100% correct. It is an exact replica of the White House built by Tyler Perry in 2019. Built in 11 days, fully operational. He wants it open for traffic victims to stay. Guys, my thing is bouncing all over the place. All of a sudden, it's taking me to the bottom of the comments. I know there's a lot of comments going on. Sorry, this is commercial. Here we go. I'm back. Yes, Tyler Perry's White House. Were the kids rescued? I cannot factually say yes or no. Careless 16 asked if the kids were rescued. I cannot answer that question, honestly. I wish I could. Norini. Oh, go ahead, Shane.
This one. I heard President Trump flew to Switzerland on Air Force One in the last few days. Is that true? Do you know?
It is not
the video that a lot of people are seeing and they're attributing it to right now. Guys was taken in 2020. His last trip to Davos. There's a lot of rumors and a lot of people are saying that he is out there or he flew to Switzerland. It's just not true. He was playing around in golf with an attorney that I know. I know that for a fact. So he's very much in the United States. So
Nancy 518, man, Trump needs to come back and soon. From your mouth to the man upstairs, whoever anybody believes in, that's all I can hope for. I laid out a plan to Shane and a bunch of other people a while back that took a lot longer to put into effect, but it would be one sweet plan if it did. And that is let Trump run for the House, become Speaker of the House, boot Nancy out, start the impeachment trial for Biden and Harris if they are in office for that long. Then once that's done, he just slides right in. He can name whatever VP he wants at that point. Does not count to his consecutive 8 years. And we would have then possibly Trump for 6. Don't know if it'll happen. Don't know if it'll be true. A lot of people that I've talked to that are very big supporters have said there's no way he would step down in jobs, blah, blah, blah. My personal opinion is he is vengeful enough and vindictive enough that if he could be guaranteed that plan would work, he would absolutely do it.
Yeah.
I'm only down to 7:50 p.m. and so I got 7 more minutes worth of comments. So bear with me here. Let me catch up. Mindy, I saw a video that if Justice Roberts don't confess, they're going to expose him after 4 p.m. today. Haven't heard anything yet. If you have that video, can you post it on Signal if you're on it? I'd like to take a look at that. Somebody said something about a guy standing in a corner.
Yeah, the guy that likes to pace back and forth.
The Marine that's at the front.
Yeah.
This right there.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's a guy or not right now. It could be a shadow. I could be wrong. It could be a shadow. I don't know. But yeah, there's definitely normally a Marine that walks back and forth right here. There was a question on the announcements today or yesterday where Jen Psaki or Psaki, whatever her name is, got asked that exact question. And her response was, whatever's happened and has been set for years and years and years is still in effect. But yet, not always do you see that Marine there. I did watch the White House for probably 3 or 4 hours today, and I saw absolutely no snipers on top of the White House either, which is usually a telltale sign that there's no president in the White House. One for you, Shane. I just saw it pop up. Hopefully I can get back to it. Here we go. From Winks at 7:58. Shane, why don't we just blow up Iran and be over them?
Because there's a lot of reasons, guys. In order to take out, if we were to do that, if we were to just go in and do a strafing run and a bombing run, we would be in a nuclear war. They are backed by the Russians, who have nukes. All my intelligence, the people that I deal with intelligence, say that they already have nuclear weapons. So, unless we want to be involved in a nuclear war, you tread carefully with anybody. I mean, that's why we didn't take care of. That's why we didn't go in and drop one right in the middle of Kim Jong Un.
So the other really simple answer is when we signed all the UN sanction or the UN stuff and everything like that, we agreed we wouldn't just go in and level a country if we were to ever invade. Simply put, we have to give them a fair fighting chance. Obviously, the U.S. is a much larger power country than Iran, and we could very easily, with the push of a button, level that country. That's not the way that we've agreed to our wars. I come from, there is a people that. So, Joe Glenn 5659. So is that a foreign land now? I don't know. It's really weird for that. Go ahead.
Washington D.C. a foreign land? It is a district.
Correct.
It is technically not even a territory. It's not even really. It's not a state. It's not a territory. It's a district. It has, I think, 1 or 2 representatives in Congress, but it has 0 in the Senate.
Right.
So
it's not recognized as anything other than a district.
Yeah, and
within Maryland.
If you look at the legal definition of a district, that's, I mean, a district's nothing more than an area that's enclosed by 2 states. Well, the technical definition of a state is a country. So you have 50 states and a district that is surrounded by 2 states. So
DSLJ 55. I was told by a retired Marine that if there is no Marine, the president is not there. With my knowledge and experience from the Navy, that's what I've always been told also. So it's really strange to not see anyone there at all. And they're never to stay in one place. So if you look at this live feed right now, that's the front door. I don't know exactly what that is. Unfortunately, I can't blow that up anymore. And if anybody's on a mobile device, you're going to really have a hard time seeing what I'm pointing at. But they're never to stand in one location. They're supposed to pace back and forth.
Yeah, the only time is if the president's there and there's a possibility that they will be making an exit, then yes, they go straight to the door.
Correct.
Slow stop, go to attention, and salute.
SC Golfer 1977. Guys, it says the White House in Atlanta, Georgia was built in 1979. Fred Milani came from Iran and made 3/4 size duplicate to tribute to democracy in U.S. Look it up. You're correct in that, except for this one that I'm showing right now, legit has been built in like the last year and a half. If you go to Google Earth, which I can pull up right now, give me a minute, and we go and zoom in on exactly where that is, just so you guys know, because you cannot, I'm sorry, Google Maps, you cannot find it on Google Maps. You can only find it on Earth. And yes, I do realize I'm saying go to Google. But it's the only one that's got this good of satellite views. So you go here, to Atlanta, Highway 160, I believe is this right here, or 166. It is the old Fort McPherson property that Tyler Perry purchased. And if you look, it's not there. It would be right here. So let me show you Google Earth. Let me get out of this. Come back up. So all the wall was barracks or looked like barracks. Here's that thing. Here's the new house. Here's those buildings, this building. It was there. So it was built within the last couple of years. Give me a second. Let me catch back up.
Oh, somebody, I'm late. What did I miss? Not a whole lot. Today is March 4th and nothing happened. And where's Chaz? Probably hiding. So,
Lori, 244. Are Biden's executive orders even real if he is not the president? That's a tough one to actually explain because the executive orders, so he's signed, I think the number's 93 executive orders as of right now. The number of executive orders that have made it to the National Registry, which Shane, remind me, we need to put the National Registry on the webpage.
yep.
I think is only like 32 or 33 versus what the White House has reported is like 93. So there's some very strange happenings there where the National Registry is not accepting the executive orders. And with those executive orders, if they were to be true, they would trump, and forgive my words here, they would trump a state's orders. States are able to go over and above and beyond what those orders are right now. So there's some really strange things that are happening. I don't want to tell you that they're not real, but I also don't want to tell you that they are real. It's one of those things that unless you're in the know, you don't know. How would they make a DC or Puerto Rico a state? There's been talk that the Democrats want to. King Me 1971. It's like what Shane and I were speaking about earlier. DC is a district right now. Puerto Rico is annexed as a state. It would take a vote and they could make them a state and make them legal. Why would they want to do it? Think about this. There's a lot of voters in Puerto Rico. There's a lot of voters in DC. There's a lot of things that they can get, the Democrats can get from doing those things. Proud Patriot, can you, oh, never mind. Let me get there. Thank you, Ariel.
Sorry, I got a phone call from my wife.
Thank you, Ariel Mel, for getting the Federal Register up on there. Shane will get that on the website. Norini, yes, some of those orders are real. They did stop the pipeline. Yes, they absolutely did. So, do you guys have any other questions for me tonight, or you want Shane and I to bounce questions? Shane, do you have any other things you need to cover?
I'm just looking.
I want to be fair to everybody. Make sure I covered everybody's questions. I didn't skip anyone.
Yeah, and Tennessee girl, why is Chaz hiding? Well, join the Signal platform. You'll see all about it. There's plenty of unhappy people. So, but you had to step away for a little bit. Yeah, we're not gonna dwell on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, guys, I remind people this all the time, or I try to. The information that we give you is free. We are not going to charge for the information we give you. We give you the resources to do your own research. Whatever rabbit holes you want to go down, now you have the resources to actually figure out if something's true or not. So,
just to expand on that, guys, if you're new, first time, thank you for coming. Shane on patriotnewsnetwork.us has a resource page that has links to all these different websites and all kinds of different things that you guys can start investigating yourselves if you want to. Joe Glenn 5969 made a statement saying that they took the pipeline. That's awful. Yes, Biden did cut off the federal permits for the pipeline. What has happened since is the states that the pipeline has run through has reissued permits within the states that do not run for the pipeline that does not run on federal property. So they're still moving forward with a lot of it. King Me 1971. Jason, has anything strange with air traffic today at all? I don't have this on video. Give me 1 second. The only thing that I noticed today was, and I sent this over to Shane, was some new TFRs. Give me one.
I'm gonna
Go ahead.
Real quick, cover this one. Tennessee girl. Okay, so I'm the Supreme Court, and this is. I was on the phone with somebody today, and they asked me this pretty much almost verbatim this question. And I want everybody to just take a step back and imagine, if you will. Okay, you could dismiss a case and keep the country together, or you could take up the case, and no matter which way you decide, for or against, the country's going to go ape wall. But after hearing all the evidence, you're going to decide one way over the other. Well, would you rather take that case up and divide the country permanently, or would you rather dismiss it and leave it for the state legislative bodies to do what is right? I think that's the best way to explain it, because you have keep your country together or split it in two. And the Supreme Court justices said, well, we're going to leave it for the states to decide. And they just dismissed it. So that's and maybe Jason has more, but I think that's the best way, in my opinion, to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you hit the nail on the head. Shane, can you share my screen real quick?
Oh yeah, we can do that for you.
Thank you, sir. You're such a gentleman and a scholar, and I don't care what anybody says about you.
Well, I know they probably say some pretty nasty things about me, especially if they're other places.
All right, guys. I want to run through the TFRs from today. There's actually quite a few. Give me a second. Let me shrink this. Not that much. I need to get a new monitor. It's an old monitor. All right. So from here, you guys see that up is all from today. All right. They added a lot today. This one, this one. No, wait, I'm sorry. Give me a minute. These 3 rocket launches. Don't know if they're space rockets, don't know if they're missiles, but I'm going to tell you that these are rocket launches right here, these 3. Okay? These 3 are Air Force bases, believe it or not. Okay? It's very, very, very rare that Air Force bases actually get TFRs. And this one is in Guam. So I don't understand why these 3 received TFRs, but it's the only 3 that did. Cape Canaveral, everybody knows and have heard of Cape Canaveral before, so you guys know what that is. Coyote Wells, California. I haven't looked at this one yet because it is probably within the last 2 hours new. Same with this one, Bonds Corner, California. And then these 3 are for an air show that's in California. I looked at these. These are strange to me for the Air Force bases. And these are strange to me because they actually list missile launches. So I don't know really what's necessarily going on. If we were to send a missile to another country, it more than likely would not leave the U.S. proper grounds. All right. We don't normally do that. We normally send battleships over and do it that way. Okay. So as far as that goes, nothing else is super major going on. We have very low traffic tonight, 126, and it's on its way down. Total planes. I tell you guys all the time, you want to know what's in the air that's not showing on radar, come over here, check these. K35R, that's our refuelers. Right now, if I go up, I can do a quick type code, filter, there's 10 in the air. All right, you guys see where they're at. This one's on its way back, nothing special. So this is probably where we have some bigger planes picking up fuel or fighter planes picking up fuel. That'll give you guys a really good, if you guys watch this will give you a really good idea as to what's in the air that is not showing on the radar. Let me clear this filter. I want to do one more, and that is H-60s. These are helicopters. These are the Black Hawk helicopters. All right, that's what they look like. These are Black Hawk helicopters. Right now, we have 27 in the air. So, no, Minneapolis, we know what that's for. We've already talked about that. This is a training facility down here. This is a training facility up here. All right. All these others that are kind of scattered all over the place here, these all in this general area right here. I don't know what they're up doing. All right. I can't tell you, but I can tell you that they should be on their way down here very soon. These two here are watching our border along with this one. Our border wall, I think, ends somewhere in here and still needs to come all this way to be 100% complete. So that's what these helicopters do. They just kind of pace around and make sure everything's okay. Anybody else have any questions on the planes for tonight? Did I miss a lot of comments? Let me get to here. All right. Sorry, guys. Whenever I look away and I go over these things, I miss a lot of your guys' comments. And I don't want to miss anybody's. No, Rini, I live in San Diego. Need to be paying attention to the southern border. The cartels are coming back. Drugs are coming in. Child trafficking is back, and no one seems to care. Hence the reason why these are up here. So, guys, like I said, we're watching this border. Now, this to here, I don't know how many miles it is, but I'm telling you right now, this is a pretty decent distance right here of nobody watching anything. Now they have their cameras up and they have their everything else, but as far as helicopters go, Alpha, what are the ones that look like bugs in the air? Let me reset my filter here. Bugs in the air. I'm guessing you're talking about the helicopters, these here. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I should have read down before I responded. Winks, tried walking away from this today. It's a hard thing to break. All right, I think I got it. I got down to the bottom of the comments finally.
You know, there's a lot of people who think I've went bananas, but you know what? Keep soldiering forward, keep moving forward, because we got a mission to do, guys. We got people to educate. You guys, from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate each and every single one of you guys and what you guys have done. We, quite honestly, have enjoyed something that I never would have thought we would have seen. But here we are, almost 2 weeks in, and it's growing like crazy.
Before you go, King Me, hold on, Shane. I'm sorry to interrupt you real quick. King Me just brought up something I completely forgot about. Did anyone see the story this week of the SUV colliding with a big truck, killing like 13 people and sending like 12 more to hospital near border in California? Yes. I also saw that it wasn't near the border. It was at the border. And I believe, if I'm thinking it's the same thing, guys, that the one of them actually plowed through the border and broke the wall. And I think it was a setup. So I'm not 100% certain on that, and I'm not going to swear up and down by it, but I think it was a setup. So I wanted to attack that real quick. Sorry to interrupt you, Shane.
You're definitely fine. Somebody asked, was Tiger accident a setup? He claims he don't even remember the accident. He don't even remember driving. So That's his own words. So we'll see what happens. But guys, like I've said, you guys have a pen and a microphone. Use them. The silent majority can no longer stay silent. God bless the United States of America. God bless you. You guys have a great night.